Hey, this is Robert Cross. How you doing again? Doing a video for FTE Week 4, 217. This week we're supposed to disassemble, clean, and go through some other prompts about our firearm. And we're going to go through the bench and make sure there's no ammunition. Just a heads up, we have the magazine full of dummy rounds, which we use on the function check, and make sure that's clean when we're finished up. The dummy rounds in the drawer. There we go, locked up. Okay, and let's pick this thing up and show everybody around. Let's do this. Just the rifle and the Sharpie there. Just computer technical stuff. Little magnetic tray for putting small parts in right there. Oh God, rough. Okay, we'll get this taken apart and then we'll start the video again. So here we have the rifle and the magazine fully disassembled. We'll go through a few of the parts. Here's the floor plate and body of the magazine. And these are the parts you're going to want to clean: the spring and the follower. And if they need it, there's this little kit here. Put together a basic brush. So we'll put that together real fast. Put together a basic brush because we're going to use this for more than one thing. If this rifle had been fired, I have not fired it yet. Little oil on it, and just go across there, clean it up really well. Okay. Here, we'll just put this together to get that out of the way. Went the wrong way. There we go. Clean magazine, clean follower. Okay. And we've got the firearm operator level taken down. We have some CLP that came with the kit that we were sent by the school first week. Okay, bolt carrier. Bolt. Cam pin. Or the cam retaining pin, or the firing pin retaining pin. Firing pin. Lower receiver. Everything exposed so we can get in there and brush that if we need to. Upper receiver taken apart so we can look down the barrel if we need to. And buffer and buffer tube. We'll just lay this off to the side. Okay. And since this hasn't been cleaned much, there isn't really much to do. But some of what you'll do is we'll just use this clean rag here. Yeah, if you need to, put some sort of a releasing agent or even a little CLP on this. There we go. And just give that a good rub down. Get rid of any carbon you see on there. And while you're doing this, you're giving it a nice coating of oil. Make sure you get all the surfaces up here. That's probably okay. And then get in all these grooved areas here. Wipe this down. There we go. And stunt I learned in the Army, as I'm sure most other people have, is if inside there's been shot up pretty badly, just put a little more oil in here and dip that down. Sort of shove it in so it's a little firm and give it a twist. This is why you need to do this fairly often. You know, this will take off lightly soiled things, but if it's choked up and caked on with carbon, that's not going to get it done. Okay. And since this isn't fired, we'll just show you everything in there is clean, in super good shape. You know, we don't have excessive amounts of dirt or anything like that in that trigger group, so that's okay. We can leave that like it is. But you would do the same in here. A little bit of oil in here, and just scrub this around. take bunched up bits of fabric and you'll wipe that around in there as you need to. All right, onto the upper receiver. So for the barrel, we've put together the 308 brush. Your initial run should be done with this. Pull this through. There we go. That's coming back fairly clean. Okay. And what you do after a couple runs with this is replace this with the eyelet and do the patches. The first couple patches should be oiled to remove any carbon that you broke loose with this. And then after that, you run some dry patches through and that'll clean that up. And while you've got this out, star chamber cleaner. It would probably be helpful if this is actually a little longer. I'm sure there's more in this kit, and we'll find it, but here's the basics on how to do this. Get this right into those locking lugs. Scrub that around real good, twist it around, and that'll get your feed ramps. Let's see if we can see everything in there. Okay, maybe not that way. That'll get your feed ramps and your locking lugs all nice and clean. That's exactly what this brush is for. Yeah. And before you put it back together, I mean, why not the firing pin? You know, this will give you a chance to inspect for wear. You know, if there's any mushrooming on the back of this, which is very doubtful, or you can take your tolerance measurement tools and see if you're losing any kind of firing pin. Thank you. All right, and for the last bit, should you train your customers in proper shooting principles, including grip and stance? Yeah, maybe go over it. They might not be too receptive to hearing you, and if they're not, then I suppose they can figure it out on their own. But if they solicit the information, you should give it freely. Yes, and why is it important to understand firearm accessory operation prior to attaching? Okay, give specific examples. Best example of that I can think is we've all put together an AR-10 now, and some people like to get silencers for 308s because it's one of those multi-platform that'll work on an AK-47, it'll work on a 300 Blackout. That's just a popular round to suppress. But it's got that adjustable gas block on it to make sure that your weapon will still cycle with a suppressor on it. So that's the best example I can think of how does the accessory operate, and having the weapon set safely to be able to do so. Yeah. Thank you very much.